What's good, Council of Comics? It's time for the film and box office news. Hey, we're here with Papa Wheelie again. Why so serious? We're doing Dark Knight. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hey everybody, it's the Dark Knight Film and Box Office News, episode number 75. We've got Papa Wheelie here. Where is she?
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone a superhuman who can come and save my life. Crisis after crisis.
What's good, Council of Comics? Welcome to the Film and Box Office News Live Podcast, episode number 75. This is the milestone episode right here. And of course, as always, if you're not like to subscribe, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button, because we come here every Sunday, give you that film and box office news, and spend time on an old movie that we love. But first, as always, the loyal council, Cliff, Phil, Green Shirt Guy, and of course, our special guest once again, Papa Wheelie. That's what I'm talking about, Papa Wheelie. Tell them how you feel. Cliff, how did you do balloons? Where did those balloons come from?
My iPhone. I'm doing the iPhone.
Oh, it's not working for you. You should get a
Well,
Galaxy.
no, that's another one, but I don't know how to do it yet. But there is, of course, this.
Oh, all right.
You should get a Galaxy. All right, we got a lot. We got a lot to talk
iPhone.
about today. We're gonna go over Deadpool, Wolverine. We're gonna go over X-Men '97. We're gonna go over Fantastic Four. We're gonna go over the box office, and we're gonna go over our film, The Dark Knight, Part 2 of our Batman trilogy. Hope you guys did your homework. We'll go over that. But first, I must do what we always do around here around this time. We've got to show love. Young at Heart Foundation. Let me lower this music a little bit. Young at Heart Foundation. This is an organization owned by our good friend Mike out in California. They do great things for kids that are awaiting medical procedures out there. There's a couple ways that you can help out. You can either become a donor by going to youngatheartfoundation.com and seeing this little button right here that says register to become a donor. It's Donate at Life America. More than 100,000 people are waiting for a life-saving transplant, and you can help by registering as an organ donor. The other way you can help is by sponsoring a Hope Kit. It's 100% tax deductible. They take all the funds that come in and they create these nice little Hope Kit boxes with gifts, and sometimes they use the funds to maybe bring in a celebrity or something to see the kids. So if you want to get in touch with Mike and be a part of it as well, call him at 323-396-9998 or email him at info@youngatheartfoundation.com. Next up, Alterniverse. This is our home away from home, people. This is where we are every Tuesday, filming New Comic Book Day and all tons of our videos. We're usually there between 4 and 7:30. It's located out in Hyde Park, New York. The address is exactly 870 Violet Avenue, Hyde Park, New York. It's owned by our great friend, family. Anthony has a great shop, one of the greatest comic book people I've met in the past few years, and he takes good care of comic book collectors. If you want to start a pull list with Anthony, you can get in touch with him and they'll get 10% off your books on the pull list. 10%, and all the books are bagged and boarded at no extra cost to the customer. You should see the shop. It's amazing. You can give Anthony a call at 845-233-4234 or email him at alterniverse2@aol.com. And the website is alterniverse.net. They have comics, cards, and toys. They offer the Hudson Valley's best selection of comics. They have card tournaments every weekend. Lorcana, Pokemon. Yo, they'll murder me. Pokemon, Magic. and tons more. I know they're gonna come for me. I'm sorry. But get in touch with Anthony, great guy out there. He'll let you know when all those things are happening. Next up, our YouTube channel. We're at
You realize your
786.
salary's not good enough, right?
It never is, but I have to say it anyway. We're at 786. We're 14 away from 800. It was really, really good. Tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. for our 750 giveaway. That's a whole nother story. That's tomorrow, 8 p.m. But we got tons of videos on the channel. The latest Council Conversations has been doing quite well. It's What Have They Done to Mary Jane? Where we were talking about what Marvel has done to Mary Jane Watson over the years and how much it's broke our hearts. And then Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, I did a trailer reaction to that. New Comic Book Day, episode number 86 is up. So if you don't get a chance to win a duck on Mondays, you can watch New Comic Book Day. And in the middle of that is a little scene where we tell you how to win a duck with a hashtag. Put that in the comments and you'll get yourself a duck as well. We also have Cliff on Comics. He's at 628. He's doing amazing. Get over there and subscribe to his channel. Cliff does, what do you do, Cliff?
I do unboxings. I show up on other people's live feeds. Sometimes I'm just chatting with members of the community. And of course, Crisis Quest, which is on both of our channels, where I just torment people with wild ass trivia every week. So that's been fun.
Yes, on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Tune in. And also, we have with us our special guest, Papa Wheelie, who's at 979. He's only 11 away. Get out there, subscribe to his channel, get him to the 1,000. Let's get this money.
And he does a live wrestling show as well.
Yes, go check out his channel. Very great, very great. All right, boom. What else? Do I have anything else? No, I don't have anything else. All right.
And many video game playthroughs as well, like Back to the Future.
Papa says first Suicide Squad is bottom. What does that mean? What do you mean? Is bottom.
I can't.
He's gonna put it in there. All right. All right. So we got a couple stories that we can go over. It's been a big week for Marvel. Just when you thought Marvel was down and out, man.
They had to remind you they weren't, because they were like, "Oh no, we can't let people think that Madam Web is what we're giving them."
Yeah.
They were like, execute all the plans. Send out Deadpool and Wolverine. Send out X-Men 97. Release the Fantastic Four casting.
They came out swinging with Deadpool and Wolverine, guys. It has broken all Marvel trailer records. Deadpool
Whatever.
and Wolverine.
Whatever.
What's that? Whatever. That's a
record.
record.
Well, it's like, oh, he's the best third baseman to hit left-handed.
No,
Like,
green
who
shirt
cares?
guy.
It's a
No,
trailer.
it's
Who
an
cares? It's a
achievement to
trailer.
break a trailer record.
It's
It's
a
an
trailer.
achievement.
What are we clapping? It's a trailer. It's a trailer.
Without,
If the movie's
imagine
completely
if there was no
trashed-
trailers.
Hold on.
Imagine if there was no trailers.
Hold on. If the movie's completely trashed, I don't expect it to be. I expect it to be a good movie. If the movie's completely trashed, are you going to come back and go, well, but the trailer was awesome?
We always do
cares?
that. What are you talking
Who
about?
cares?
We always do that. The trailer gives us something to hold on to. All right, you guys are watching. Give me some talk. What'd you think?
It's good.
We'll
I
talk about-
love how he made a very very vulgar joke, and he was like, "That's a first one for Disney." And right then and there, I fell in love with him all over again. And to be honest, like, it's true. Now, I have heard through the rumor mills, or the Gracie mills, since you love Grace Randolph, that Hugh and Ryan here like fought tooth and nail for this movie to be what Ryan wanted from this movie and not what Disney wanted from this movie, including both of them threatening to walk off.
Okay.
So I think this movie's gonna be absolutely fantastic.
I imagine it's going to be good. Also, I'll try to just keep my excitement down level, like not to get too hyped up for like trailers and stuff like this. But I think it's going to be good. Also, what's it come out? July 26th, and usually like by then, there is not much to like compete against a movie by that late in the summer. It's gonna go kind of uncontested. I think Disney did that on purpose.
It's kind of surprising that they decided to go that late with it too. Because the movie,
There's-
if you remember,
they want that like they want
No, I
this
know
to
that,
be
but
a
if you remember, for
Well,
years,
it
July
did
4th
start out
weekend
in
was
May.
always the big weekend.
Yeah, it was gonna come out around May earlier. It was gonna be the first movie out the box in their usual 3-movie Marvel thing, but then they canceled the other 2 movies and moved this to July for all the things that are going on. So it's like right smack in the middle of the year is what they're trying to do, because they're only having one this year. I really listen. You know what I've been preaching. Ryan Reynolds will bring the MCU back. He will do it. He's gonna need Hugh Jackman to do it. He would not be able to do it by himself. But with Hugh Jackman, this is setting Marvel back on fire.
Right.
That's,
That's only for Marvel. Only for Marvel to catch the ball and fumble.
That's a that I
No.
expect, Cliff. But like that's the question is all right. We talked about Secret Invasion and how like Secret Invasion, the world like the MCU like world on Earth was not left in a good place, and like they were gonna address that maybe in Captain Marvel, and no, and then like we've had Echo and no. And do you think anything is going to get addressed? Like, oh yeah, Loki came out after that, and there was just no addressing to that. And
well, here's my response to that: the Marvels, Echo, and all that were created before they got the thought it's time to get this back on track. They just released those like already. We just made it. They could have went the Warner Brothers route and said we're not even going to release the movie. And we'll just that. But think about it. That would look very, very bad for the MCU. The MCU is probably thinking, we can take a hit. We've been pumping out these movies for how many years? We can drop 1 or 2 bad ones. We can do that. And they can.
It's a very wrong idea for them. And honestly, the way they left Secret Invasion, they really should have considered 1 or 2 more reshoots for Captain Marvel just to put things in just to tie a little bow on some stuff,
And that's what I kind of like, yeah. And it just left it like, and it is left hanging there. And I don't see this movie addressing any of that either.
Of what? Addressing what?
Like how like dark the world was left after Secret Invasion. Like we're
Oh, you know what? You're right. They might.
like,
skip
we were
over that.
killing off like world leaders and stuff, thinking they were Skrulls. Like that's not a good stuff. And
the American government at the end of that was like, we're gonna take out every Skrull. You know what I mean? Like they kind of like on an attack.
And in the meantime, what do we get in Miss Marvel? More Skrull refugees. Now, if it were me, I think this is a great way to do a big send up to a Kree Skrull war situation, right?
That's all right.
Like that's if Marvel, that's if Team Marvel is smart enough to put it together. Like they put all the pieces in position, and then they just go rogue over and over again, and not in the fun Southern Belle X-Men way.
Oh, speaking of X-Men, X-Men 97 dropped a trailer, which was very interesting. The animation's a little more updated. In the beginning, they kind of have like a trailer of what the last episode was of X-Men 96 of the last series. And Professor X kind of went away and stuff. And I just want to get to the update. Check it I should have just let it play. Yeah. So, what did you guys think of this trailer?
As soon as I heard "To Me, My X-Men," I got chills, and I was like, "Yes, baby, yes!" And I hope people can enjoy it.
I'm a big Marvel X-Men animated series fan. They have updated the animation. They kept it a little bit like the old school. I say the coloring is more like the old school one than anything, but it looks darker. It looks more adult. than what was shown on the Fox Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
Some of the voices are the same, some of them are different.
Oh,
And some of
it's the same voice cast. It's just that some people have gotten old.
And been smoking for 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, wait, for 20, it was probably like 30 years now.
And maybe
30
yeah.
years. Oh my God,
Well,
how
they've
old
only
are
been
we?
They've only been smoking the last 20.
Jeez. And Papa in the comments is acknowledging what we all thought about. You've seen the memes. Rogue ain't packing in the animated series as she was before. I hope that's proper terminology. If not, I'm sorry. Oh no, something happened to my screen. That sucks. All right, you guys talk about it. I gotta fix my screen.
Yeah, Rogue lost the derriere and Cyclops lost the front-loaded package. I'm a little disappointed with that too. But everybody looks really good. Like mostly good. I love the look of Storm. I was like, yeah, baby. So I'm like excited enough. You know?
Yeah, I'm like, it's one of those things like that X-Men Saturday morning cartoon was one of the things like that is for like us, like this is obviously made for us, not in mind, as opposed to like a newer generation to like, hey, let's check out some like comic book style X-Men. So, I'm gonna definitely check it out, and yeah, I'll just say I'm like so kind of looking for. Is this gonna be weekly or is this all dropping at once? Do we know?
We don't know.
Okay.
Probably.
And you know what else is a
things
little
they're
messed
doing.
up for me? Like, I don't know if it's the right move to keep opening up things that are for our generation, you know?
That's
Like maybe like it's time for a new X-Men series. And maybe we'll have some voice actors that you recognize show up, But like they're taking us way back, The editorial mandate for the comics is get back to the mansion, and and of course we got to get them in the on the movie screen. And so I feel a little bit blah about it, but I am very much looking forward to this series coming out and checking it out.
I mean, there's something to be said for that, but from a Disney bottom line situation, they know that we're the ones that will buy and spend money on this, where you get younger kids in by
osmosis,
folding them in that what already works.
There's risk in that, is my point.
I don't disagree, but I think there's less risk than starting completely new and pissing off the people that actually pay for the membership to watch the show.
And again, we'll see, because I was really excited when I saw this trailer, and then of course I saw the complaints rolling in all over the internet. And when I say this, I need people to understand, right? It's not just strangers on the internet, but also people I know. When those two intersect in my life, that's when I start to worry.
Yeah, I don't know why you would complain about this. Some people just complain to complain, man.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Oh yes, soon we'll talk about that.
They want to watch the nerdiverse burn.
But yeah, X-Men 97. It's coming out in March. So,
by the way, the biggest thing is everyone thinks that is Madeline Pryor pretending to be Jean.
Probably is, and I would love that. But does Cyclops know it's Madeline?
No, of course not. That's what makes it so great.
But what if he did?
No, we already did that in the comics, and it's not a good look on him.
All right, leave in the comments what you guys think about X-Men 97, coming out March 20th. Last final story. Marvel has cast their Fantastic Four. Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Ebon Moss-Baccarat, and Joseph Quinn will star as the heroes.
What a terrific trio, and Pedro is there too, and so that's pretty exciting. And the thing is, I really, 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 really love Pedro Pascal, but I feel like this is the bridge too far. Like this is like, oh, that's okay.
Really? Why? I think he's gonna be a great Reed.
Right, he'll probably do well. He might even do great. He is everywhere.
This is my thing. I don't. Okay, he's playing Reed Richards. Okay, cool. I'm looking forward to him, and I hope they do it. Him playing the Maker.
Oh,
That-
that's if ever
that would
it's
be-
too far out. Too far out.
For those of you that don't know out there, the Maker is the alternate universe Reed Richards,
That's
who is a
Ultimate
total villain.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
You're a decade behind that movie.
But no, they could speed it up. They've been known to speed
That is
stuff
like
up.
the next reboot. It's like
we got
Ultimate
Civil War.
Extra-
How quick? Think about that. We got Civil War. How quick? You know what I mean? Civil War was a fairly new thing, and then we got it as a movie. So, but
Yeah, but look at all the stuff we didn't get. Right? We never got the Masters of Evil. Right? We never saw the leader. We still haven't seen.
but are
the
we
leader.
gonna see everything? Can we see everything in the movies?
I'm just saying, like, why
That's
are
too much.
people always jumping to crazy stuff? It's like, oh my God, we got a Superman movie, and people are like, yes, I can't wait to see Superman brainwashed by Darkseid. I'm like, why are we jumping to this?
So wait,
much
let me get
more
this straight. The
lore.
overall feeling is that you guys are not feeling this cast.
It's okay. I think for me, the big miss, but I haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't know how they're gonna handle it. Is making Eben Moss, whatever you pronounce his last name, the Thing, because he's such a facially expressive actor that I think you can miss some of that putting him in Rock. But
Dude,
unless they're doing a lot of
I
back,
feel,
like flash back and forth.
No, listen. Number one, the guy from The Shield, Michael Chiklis did it, and he did it with facial makeup, right?
Right, but Michael Chiklis is not a facial actor.
No, but the point is, he delivered. I think this guy can do it. I'm
just saying he's a great actor, but I think you're hamstringing him a little bit. Of all the people in
Maybe,
that
but
cast, I
we
think
didn't see the screen test, and we don't know if they're like, okay, we got a good, strong CGI team ready
It's
for
entirely
this.
likely. Again, that's my one. Not even complaint. My criticism, because I haven't seen the movie yet. So,
It's a concern. It is. We are currently.
Wait. What's the concern? I'm so slow. I'm so sorry, Cal.
So,
what's the concern?
actor that's playing the Thing
Yeah,
is such
Baccarat.
a great actor, and he's such facially expressive in anything I've seen him in. That if you don't do it right, you're basically you can put anybody behind a brick.
Yeah, but you're gonna see before he becomes the Thing as well.
That's why I'm hoping you're going to see a lot of flashback
You know what I
stuff
mean?
too.
Yeah,
I think
So-
overall, I think the Fantastic Four is like Marvel's chance to like give us a really good origin movie for the first time in like a long time. Like remember
Yeah.
how good like Iron Man was and Captain America and those early origin movies, like the early first ones.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had one. Like Eternals really wasn't up to like those par, and like Fantastic Four kind of really needs to be up to that par. These are
I
like
don't disagree.
this is key now. Like you could blow Eternals. This is now key Marvel. You gotta
Okay,
do
so I'm not saying I have no sources, but looking around at what people are saying that this movie is, this Fantastic Four is not from the main MCU. They're from an alternate reality,
Oh,
but by the
God.
end of the movie, they will end up in the MCU. That's one.
Why?
The other theory, there's two strong ones out there. The other one is they already existed in the 60s, which is coming from Doctor Strange's comment. Didn't you guys chart in the 60s from Multiverse of Madness? And they got lost out there, and that's why we haven't seen them since. Because they were searching for Galactus or something like that. Which is what the rumor they're looking for somebody to cast the Silver Surfer. And I'm pretty sure, I think Javier Bardem is actually going to do the Galactus thing. I think he is. It'd be great.
However, like I don't know
Is he
all that stuff they could just keep in if they wanted to. I feel like the regular origin of Rocket, Space, Cosmic Ray. That's probably going to be the same. Like that's you got to really nail that in.
Is
You got
Galactus
anything
going to
after
carry
that?
around a giant cattle prod and ask people to flip a coin?
I think they're gonna skip the origin stuff. Not that they won't show it, but they're gonna go the Spider-Man route where they feel like this origin's been told already a million times, and
It has
there's-
not been told a million times.
it's been told in 2 movie
Three.
adaptations.
3.
What the third one? You really counting that other one?
We're not
It's
counting.
still-
We're not counting Corman. You have to be an extremist to go see the Corman one and find it.
Just saying, they've done it 3 times.
Right, but and also, dude, like, okay, let's
I'm
say.
not saying it was good. I'm saying they've done it 3
No,
times.
I'm not even saying good or bad. I'm saying like that's a reach.
And that's 3.
you know?
That's 3.
Fantastic
I'm
failures.
with Phil. I'm with Phil. We
Agreed,
need the
Phil.
orange
I'm
one.
100% with you, Phil.
Oh my goodness. And the last bit of news that I don't have a picture for because I just heard about before we came on. Henry Cavill has met with Marvel Studios and reportedly has agreed to a contract to play a major character in the MCU. It has not been revealed yet, but major speculation coming from what he said a while ago is that he will be Captain Britain.
Oh boy.
I'd have.
I love it.
Time with that.
I love it. Yeah, I'd love for him to
He
be
would
in
be
it.
able to pull that off. Like that's not. Yeah, he could. Do
Yeah.
that. Like,
I gotta say some shout out. Comic Cat Collectibles in the house.
Rich.
Entropy and Comics is in the house. Larry is in the house. Thank you. for
But
joining
what
us.
is it?
Bruce.
I just heard that Henry Cavill might be Captain Britain in Deadpool 3.
Really?
No.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Watch the skit, guys.
That's just good.
But he did make a comment back in the days where he said, if I were to play anyone, I'd like to play Captain Britain. And actually, like a couple months later, he got cast for Superman. So I think Marvel's bringing him in as Captain Britain because there's already rumors. We have the Black Knight that's going to come in eventually with the Game of Thrones guy, Harrington. And we have...
Or not.
I mean, he's on the playing board. You know what I mean? He's on the playing board. And in Secret Invasion, as Phil was saying, you have the other character, Gaia, and the Britain version of Nick Fury, that lady. And the rumor was they were going to start an Excalibur.
Oh, Union Jack, right? That was Union.
Yeah, she's
Union Jack. They were going to do an Excalibur type thing, whether it was a movie or a show. And if you do remember in the Eternals, Excalibur was on the ship. They asked her if this was the Ebony Blade, and she said, no, that's Excalibur. So we'll see. Excalibur's a stretch, right? Am I wrong? But I kind of want to see a European little X-Men type thing over there. That'd be pretty cool. I kinda
No,
like it.
Marvel,
We had-
like after the whole, because they like the whole, whatchamacallit? Oh, I can't think of the guy's name.
Who? What movie?
Oh, he's Loki, the villain. Krang, Jonathan Majors. Like after the whole like thing of right now, like we just gave him like a ton of options of how to like go with like different stories and
Yeah.
where they are.
So, yeah. So what's that? Yay or nay on Henry Cavill?
Oh, I love him
Yay.
all day and all night.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
all
thumbs
right.
up. That's a thumbs up. I'll take that. All right, let's get into some box office news. I hope you guys enjoyed that little bit of news time. Bam! Bob Marley smoking Madam Web. Literally. Let me get this banner out here. Boom. All right, so Bob Marley comes in at number 1 with 33 million, my friend. Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for that movie right there. It has a total of
51.
Yeah, 51. So not bad. Not bad. You know, it didn't take a lot of money to make that movie. And it just came out a week ago. So no.
Came out on Valentine's Day. Came out the Wednesday
Yeah.
on the web.
Yeah, that's why. And then at number 2, it's Madam Web time, guys. Madam Web. Sony's venture into whatever the hell they're going into. Cliff has seen it. Cliff, give us your explosive report. on Madam Web?
There are garbage barges of movies out there. And this movie is riding on one of those garbage barges. The movie is short on action, not surprisingly short on character development, and the villain is laughably terrible, right? Like, you've got a wonderful actor doing absolutely nothing with his acting skills whatsoever. This dude walked in there, said, dress me up like Spider-Man and I will collect a paycheck. There are 3 major action sequences in the whole movie. The plot is horrendous. Everyone else is just fine.
That's what I want. That's what you want to put on the poster. Just fine.
Like you
This movie
you
was
you
number
get
2 in the
even,
country because it's
you
just
get
fine.
even less of the ladies in costume than I could have thought possible.
It is like 40 seconds of time.
It's
Wow.
terrible.
It is like
And-
so quick.
And
Wait, Phil, you saw it too?
Yeah, it is so
Oh
quick.
man.
It is so
No,
quick.
I
It
mean,
is-
Phil, you're with me, right? Like I had an expectation of terrible, and then this said, no, baby, I can go lower. I can go lower.
it was like if superhero movies have slowly like taken these step down, and then Madam Web like just like let's jump off the cliff
Madam
now.
You know how
Wow.
women are trying to break the glass ceiling as they should, right? And this was like, oh, let's break the bamboo flooring and go down.
Wow.
So what do we want to set the over under for next week on how much it drops in revenue? More than 60%? Or
Oh
less?
yeah, this was a 1
Oh,
week.
absolutely more than 60. The only way it could go up
Terrific question.
It's
is
not
if
going
people
up.
flock to it to try and see how terrible it really is.
It's not going up. I'm saying how much does it drop?
No,
Does
it's
it
gonna
make-
drop.
does it
I'm
make
saying, like, the
does it
only,
make 4 million
the
next week?
only
Or
oddball
less than
prediction
4
I
million?
have.
Does it make 4 million next week or less than 4 million?
Oh man, maybe just 4 million.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
there's like a very clear like
you know it's bad because Cliff is talking bad about it.
there's very clear like Pepsi placement in this movie. It
Oh my
happens,
god,
like,
it's
right.
not even, it's
It
not
happens
giant
twice. It's not even like once. It happens like twice.
I
It's
heard
like,
about
oh
the
my
Pepsi placement. I heard about that. I also heard
Yo.
about a spider tribe.
Oh, come
Yes,
on.
they're in the
God.
flashbacks.
Is
Yeah.
that too?
You know, do you think that it adds anything to the plot? Not really. No.
Wow. So why would Sony release this?
To
I
keep the
don't
Spider-Man
know.
IP
They're
and be like, look at
Mhm.
we're trying.
You think that's it? Because they have to release a movie.
Money.
They have to
It
release
doesn't
a
have to
movie.
be good. They just have to release one.
But do they have to release one every year? Is that the contract? Because why would you do this?
No, it's probably a certain amount of time. Well, when was the last Venom movie? 2 years ago?
Last year? No, 2
Was it?
years ago. 2 years.
Yeah.
2
So
years
maybe it's
ago.
every 2 years.
But they got Craven. I mean, oh my God, is Craven gonna be like this?
Oh, it probably
Sure it
will,
is.
but that man
Yeah,
is so
this is
sexy.
the-
I'll go like a fool just for him.
Wow.
Spider-Man
Like I said,
makes
I will-
money
I
just
will
for
watch
being
him kick trash
Spider-Man.
cans for 2 hours.
This is
So-
wild.
So
It's
like, yeah,
wild.
you could look for, like the Daily Bugle movie coming soon. All right, Sony is gonna milk this. Spider-Man makes money just for being Spider-Man.
But they're ruining the IP.
Maybe
really-
maybe they're doing it intentionally. Maybe they're just like, yeah, let's just keep throttling.
Why
making
though?
more
If you made a
cover.
good one, you'd make so much money.
They're gonna
If
do
you
a
made
J.
it
Jonah
good.
Jameson
Work,
movie, but it's
making
like the
a
Wolf
good
of Wall
one.
Street.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's very sad. All right, they came in at number 2. Number 3 is Argyle, bringing in about 5 million. Migration at number 4 with 5 million. The Beekeeper at number 5 with almost 4 million. Anyone But You comes in at number 6 with almost 3 million. Lisa Frankenstein comes in at 7 with about 2.3. Land of
Man,
Bad,
that
a new
movie is
entry.
tanking because that came out last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Lisa. By the way, Lisa Frankenstein, 5 billion times better than Madam Web. You know,
Wow.
at least that movie made me laugh. Yeah.
Wow. Papa Lee says Dakota Johnson is hot. I mean, does it have to be good?
We needed to see more Dakota Johnson for it to be hotter. That's all I'm saying. It just wasn't. It
That's
wasn't
right. She's
delivering.
in the movie, but what is she in there for? Like 2 seconds or something like that?
No, she's all over the movie, but she's
Yeah,
no.
she's-
And she's supposed to be Peter's mom, right?
No, dude, she's Madam Web.
Oh, I see. It's so bad. I don't even know which actors go which.
Right, Phil, right? Like she's there, right?
She's
But,
there,
like,
and you know who there's
but, like,
not
do
like
we get a
Sydney
chance to
Sweeney
actually like
is
her?
like playing a very like younger person, and they're like the two. After that, you don't really know. Adam Scott, he's in there. Like,
He's there.
It-
He's fine. He's just lovely.
Is there any mention of Spider-Man?
Not at all.
no, it's a spider person.
I thought just
It's a
Ben
Spider-
Parker, like no alludes to
person.
Spider-Man. Nothing alluding to him. Nothing.
No, man.
Wow.
There's just a whole lot. It's a jar, and the jar is labeled disappointment.
Wow. Okay. I'm sorry I brought
And
it up.
then there's a
Audience, I'm
jar
sorry I
that
put you
sits.
through that.
There's a jar that sits inside it called "I'm sorry we couldn't even live up to your lack of expectations."
It's like Sony could actually have like a Spider Universe like thing going on that would be like good.
Yeah.
And this they chose like they released this purposely and said this is good enough, and that's really what happened.
Crazy.
Is like this is good enough. So I'm not holding
It's
myself
finished.
from Craven. Yeah, I'm
Enough.
not holding myself.
Enough. Mean Girls.
Did you film
American
all of the Vegas?
Fiction,
Yes. Print it. Let's go.
Poor Things.
we need to edit it first?
Oscar-nominated
No.
short films. Night Swim. The Taste of Things. The Boys in the Boat. The Zone of Interest. Yada yada yada. And Oppenheimer is still there, bringing in 39,000.
You
That's the
know,
last one.
it's a sad world where we're excited to see number 26 in the box office hanging in, right? You know, it's a sad time for the movies. We're like, oh, look at Oppenheimer hanging in there.
Look at him doing his thing. All right, so that's the box office news. Did you guys out there go
Watch
out there
Oppenheimer.
to the movies? If you did, put it in the comments below. Let us know what you watched. Cantonese Comic Kid is in the house.
Yo, what is
Says what?
up?
Says hi to Cliff.
Well,
said
we
hi
were
to
on a
Cliff.
stream together last week. And he
I'm
is
just
lovely.
joking. I'm joking. I kid.
That was the best thing ever. That's the best thing of my life right there.
All right. It's that time. I hope everybody did their homework. Your homework for this week was The Dark Knight, Part 2 in the Batman Nolan universe. Let me bring it up real quick here. And here. All right. This movie, about 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Credits. Pretty long, pretty great. One of the best movies I've ever watched is a superhero movie. One of the best movies I've ever watched, period. This is my favorite of the Batman series. Let's start. What do you guys think?
This is my favorite of the three as well.
My second favorite of the three. I liked Batman Begins better.
I really appreciate it and its execution, but it is so dark. Truly,
Hello.
The Dark Knight.
Hello.
I know, but I have to take points away from it for how much it drags me down when I watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I actually liked I liked the other
Whoa,
one.
what do you mean?
I like Batman Begins just a slightly better. Like this is probably like the best comic book movie sequel like there ever has been. Like
You're probably right.
all right, like for number 2, this is still absolutely fantastic. And I think I liked number 1 just slightly better because like the villains make Batman, and it's a different villain that we got with Ra's al Ghul. We hadn't seen Ra's al Ghul, we hadn't seen the Scarecrow, and they were being done like new. Where all right, like number 2, we're gonna do the Joker, and he brings like a scary Joker. Like that is something I kind of give him. It's like it holds up. Because Batman is one of those things that could turn very campy over time very quickly. And like Nolan's movies actually like hold up and keep that campiness almost at bay, like the way he kind of grounded them.
Papa Willie says hands down best of the three for him.
Okay.
Uh,
So yeah, that's why I think. But like, yeah, I like the we didn't get those villains, and we got them like brand new with like Batman Begins. There was a lot of references to like whatchamacallit, like Batman Year One in that first movie. This one I still liked a lot. Like this is when I score it, it's going to be an 8.9 as opposed to the 9 that I gave the first one. So
I just love how this one expands that Nolan universe one, but there's a lot of teases to comic book stuff that I don't think I noticed the first time, or maybe it's I watched it in probably 8 years.
there was something I didn't notice the first time where what's he say? You need to move your head. And
Yeah.
that's a reference to
Right.
Michael Keaton couldn't move his head in the
Right.
cat suit.
And if you remember, he can't in the next time you see him because they haven't gotten the pieces yet. But then you see them talking about putting the pieces together, but it'll make you more vulnerable to bullets and being stabbed.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because what's her name's in it? The detective, Ramirez, is who becomes the question later, and not Jimmy. What the heck is his name? Which
Harvey?
is a
Oh my
Gordon's
God, what am I
kid.
saying? Harvey Bullock.
No,
Hold
well,
on.
Harvey's the only one you don't really see in this all three of these. I don't think, right? 'Cause
No, we
Yeah.
don't really.
no, Gordon's. You see both of his kids.
Yes.
And like I almost wonder whether at some point Nolan thought about doing Black Mirror, because they go hard into what happens to his son for a little while there, and you almost go, okay, well that would be enough to make a kid go dark.
I honestly thought that it was enough for them to do Black Mirror and Batgirl Begins. You know?
Yeah, probably.
Because Batgirl's origin being based on I have to be the one to bring down my brother. You know,
Yes.
I know the truth about what happened that night.
Yeah.
Like that
Interesting.
would have been excellent setup to introduce Barbara into that universe.
Listen, best Joker ever. Ever. The portrayal of this Joker is insane from beginning to end.
I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say there's a couple that I would put there, and because there's different types of Jokers, right? This one's
For me, when I think Joker, I think Mark Hamill. Period. That's it.
Okay.
That's
best
voice
Joker
animation. Yeah, that's voice
Well,
animation, though.
Yeah, I know, but that is the Joker, and this is a very dark, very anarchist
unhinged.
character. Which doesn't mean it's not the Joker. It's a Joker. In fact, that's probably why we got 3 Jokers in the comics, because they have different super psycho personalities.
Don't get me started. That 3 Joker story was crap.
That still
I hated
exists.
that book.
It still exists.
I hated that book.
Larry says it's the best of the movies. The story itself, oh my god!
The
when you
story's
think
very strong.
when you go one way, it just goes another way, and
It's a
Like-
very intense like movie too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's like it was like I was watching like one of those real like a Scarface kind of movie or a Heat type of thing where it's very intense and very like crime driven and almost like strategic, everything that's happening and stuff.
Well, it's wild to me watching this too, because you guys know I like Band of Brothers. Is there's a lot of the actors in it that are like little minor characters here and there throughout the movie, and I'm like, oh, did he just borrow that entire cast and go, okay, guys, you guys come with me, I'll slot you in somewhere? Or was this the lead up to that? I don't know, because a handful of the guys that are either non-speaking or small speaking roles on the boats are Band of Brothers guys. There's a couple of the cops that are Band of Brothers guys. Yeah.
I was gonna say, what was your favorite scene in this movie?
I like the part where he yanks the Chinese guy out the.
I was just
and sucks him up with the plane.
with the skyhook and stuff. Yeah, that was
That was
And
pretty cool.
it's beautifully shot in IMAX cameras. I don't know about the rest of you, but on my screen, it becomes full screen as soon as he gets to China.
Mine
is
does
that
too.
okay?
Yeah,
Wow.
my copy has like the IMAX framing, so it does
Yeah.
that several times. Like the part where he's on like the motorcycle going down the road.
I don't
Yep.
think I noticed
Mhm.
when I was watching. To be honest with you, I also love the scene where Joker's walking out of the hospital and the explosion.
That's
stops,
a great
Yeah.
scene.
and he
Yeah, he's
gets the
like,
thing, and then that's another that to me. I always think of that scene when I think of this movie, and that character is in the comics, and it's like you could have done. He couldn't have to be dressed up like a nurse, but I'm like, perfect. Why would you not do that?
that scene with him and Harvey, him as the nurse, that was pretty wild.
Yeah,
And he's like, hey. I was like, yo, this is the Joker. Like, this dude is
Yeah.
crazy. Crazy, crazy. Favorite scenes with him are like when he put the money on fire, and he's like,
Yeah.
this town deserves a better criminal. When the way he set it up to get captured. Like, you think he's just going wild and he's just doing this stuff, but he did it to purposely get arrested
yes,
and get inside the police station.
yes.
And you don't figure that out till later.
Well, how
And I'm-
about where he uses his phone call
Yeah.
to call downstairs?
Yeah. I get a phone call. They put the bomb inside the guy's body.
Right. That was wild.
Oh my god, it's so crazy. But and then the boat scenes. Because you think,
I think the boat scene is my favorite scene where humanity wins.
where the actor
Yes.
that passed away, what's his name? He was playing the prisoner. He's like, give it to me. You could
It's
tell him.
Debo,
You could tell him I took it from
Tiny
you.
Lister.
Yeah, and he was just like, I'll do what you were supposed to do 10 minutes ago. And he takes it and he throws it out the window.
Yeah.
That was what, for anybody to get a scene that short and be in it and have such a powerful moment, I thought that was great.
I
Yep.
just loved. Was it the woman that was on the other one that says, "Hold on, let's wait," because they could have killed us already.
we could have
Yes,
already been dead
yes.
already. Yeah.
But I was gonna say, you got two completely different characters, but on each boat, we did focus on someone who was like, "Don't do it," you
Mhm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
I love
And then-
too that they took a vote on the boat of not prisoners, and it wasn't like 400 to nothing. It was like 390 whatever to 140. So there was a large contingent of people like, we don't care, we don't know.
Mm-hmm. Batman was taking a chance on people.
Yeah.
It won't go off. There
Well,
won't
I was
be
gonna
any
say,
fireworks.
he was taking a chance on people. He also didn't have an option. Like he got there, but he didn't get there on time.
Yeah.
Oh, and
What
even
up,
that part
Rat Comics?
in that where he's in the building and like the hostages are the ones with the clown get up and stuff with the
Yeah.
guns. That was pretty crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
how about two where he has the choice and he's going to save Rachel and he walks in and it's not Rachel's building?
That was
Yeah.
another twist too. Yeah.
I was like,
I'm
holy
gonna tell you
crap,
where they
he
are.
played you.
No, that was
Love that Joker.
That was gutting. That was gutting that he's trying to save Rachel, and it's like, nope. Pull the wool right over your eyes.
He knew Batman was gonna go for Rachel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He knew.
And make
Batman.
sure he could.
Well, because he knew he'd already saved her once.
Yeah. And I like the way the Joker's not even trying to kill Batman.
No.
And that's consistent with the comics. Like he's like,
Yes.
why would I want to kill you and stop all the fun? Like,
Yes.
and then
Well,
there's
even
the-
that scene in the prison where Gordon leaves to get a quote unquote get a cup of coffee and the lights turn on, and they're sitting across from each other is very Killing Joke. I'm like, that's
yeah.
I gotta say, I very much enjoyed Maggie Gyllenhaal in this movie.
she kind of took me out of it. To be honest with you, I think she's a great
Mm.
actress, but she was too casual as Rachel for me.
I know it's a weird thing to say, but basically, I preferred this Rachel. Like that.
Really?
was
See, I like
more.
I like
I was
Katie
more here
Holmes
for
better.
this one.
This Rachel seemed more adult than the other Rachel.
I like that she was gonna leave him and like, oh, we're not gonna get married. Like,
Yeah. And Alfred burnt the letter.
and
Yeah.
Alfred burnt that letter. Like, you're gonna be Batman, and I'm gonna marry Harvey Dent.
And how Bruce was just like, she was gonna leave and be with me. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
no,
just love how Alfred
No, she
immediately
wasn't.
takes it back. He's like, "Oh, here's your breakfast. Oh, wait a minute. Let me just. What's that? Oh, something for later."
Right? That was a great twist as well.
Yo, how
Um,
about that? Alfred uses the letter against him in the next movie.
in the next
I mean, we're
one.
not
Yeah.
even there yet. But I'm
We're
just
not there
saying.
yet, but yeah. This also
Did you ever catch that bandit? Yes. How'd you do it? We burnt the forest down.
which comes from the line in the movie, building off the line in the movie, is like, well, how do you explain it? He's like, some men just want to see the world burn.
Mhm.
Alfred has great lines in all these movies.
He does. Well, so does Fox, though. Fox has some good ones in this
Oh,
too.
Lucius
Because the
is
whole
great
thing about
too.
the surveillance state is something that was really not talked about back then, but I think on some level almost accept at this point, right?
Yeah. Everybody's got a phone. Everybody's got a phone. How
It was
about Two-Face? Harvey Dent. What'd you guys think?
I never liked Aaron Eckhart, but I thought he was good in this.
Mm-hmm.
thought it was he was like that, and this was the other like villain, so it was like a Joker Two-Face Batman movie.
Oh, and
Yep.
Scarecrow at the beginning too.
Scarecrow was at the beginning.
Yeah,
Yep.
Scarecrow's in all three of them.
Yeah.
That's right.
I thought his makeup, his prosthetic for Two-Face was amazing. Even though I don't think it's realistic, there's no way a man could walk around like that. I don't think.
Listen, for the year this film came out, it was very impressive.
Oh, it was, and the way they were just like alluding to it, like part of the
Right.
movie until they show it, I thought it was great. But then
I
when they
do
showed
love
it,
too
whoa.
that he was using the coin before this happened to him, and then that gets perverted too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the play off in the beginning where he's in the courtroom, which I thought was a play off of Batman the Animated Series. You guys remember when they were doing Two-Face's origin? Not animated series, the Batman and Robin?
Batman and
Okay.
Robin.
Or was it Batman Forever?
It was Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin, where he gets the acid thrown on him.
Right.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sure.
no,
That's
it was-
Batman Forever.
it
What
was
is
Batman
wrong?
Forever.
Batman Forever, he gets the acid thrown on him. But in this one, Harvey Dent stops the guy from
Right.
doing anything. And I thought that was pretty cool.
It kind of kept
What if-
like that one spot ahead of like even a Batman fan. Like even a Batman fan at that theater at that point. Oh, he's gonna get in. Like it's one step ahead of you.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
How about Blake as quote unquote Robin?
He's not in this one.
He's in the next one.
Yeah, he's not
Oh, damn. That's because I just watched that one this morning. Sorry.
See what we do with people?
Sorry. All right. The last thing I wanted to say about this movie, what did you guys feel about what they did at the end? Where Batman took the fall for Harvey.
That was one. That was another like thing that
Good
like
twist.
yeah maybe I liked the first one, and that was probably like one of the decisions. Like I get Batman's like the anti-hero, but it's like it is Batman, and he's supposed to like win the day. Like and that might have took me. Yeah, he's like and now it's gonna be like Hunt the Dark Knight, and
Yeah, he's like, I could do those things. And basically the point was, if the people found out that Harvey became a bad person, all the things that they did would be undone. So Batman's willing to take on the role of being the person that killed everybody.
Right.
And just the end where Gordon's like his little speech, his monologue, and he ends like he's what we need. He's our Dark Knight. And then he goes up the tunnel and it ends. I remember in the theater, I was like, that's one of the best movies ever. It's one of the best movies ever. And he's running from the dogs and he's got to get to the thing and the music starts. It's like,
Right.
why is he running, Dad? And then he
Because
gives
so
a
we
little
have to
speech.
chase him.
Yeah, so we have to chase him. I was like, this is it. Yeah.
The-
And you think
the-
you can start another movie, but it just ends like,
So you guys say I'm never critical of Batman, right? So for this movie, this is my one critique. So the scene where they're transporting Harvey across the city, right? With the idea that he's just said he's Batman and they're arresting him. They're going to put him in whatever, right? They're transporting across. Don't worry. We're going to shut down all the streets. Okay. So you shut down all the streets or the street that you're on. And then there's that fire truck is on fire, right? Why
they
do
have
they
to
go
get
under,
redirected. Yeah,
Why do they go underground? both sides of the street are being shut down. Just go to the other side and go down the wrong way and come back over. You don't have to go underground. And if you're going underground, you would have shut down that street too.
Then we would never seen
I
the
know,
Joker
I'm just saying,
shooting missiles across in
logistically,
the
I'm
underground.
just saying logistically, that's critique.
There would have,
So you guys say never do it.
logistically.
I'm doing it with this one too.
Yeah.
In the police station, there would have never been the piece of glass behind the Joker for him to take the
Oh,
shot.
sure, no.
Like there would no way that would have been left there accidentally. Like,
Okay. All right. So
oh, I like that
Any
part where Batman had that one gangster, and the gangster was like, from this height, the fall is not going to kill me. And Batman's like, I'm counting on it.
Yes.
That part was cool.
I think this is a start where he really starts using the "Worship," or he starts using his voice a little more. Like, I just makes me laugh every time from watching those funny videos of the guy that dresses up like Batman and he does that voice all the time.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
the banker at the beginning of the movie. The bank.
Oh, that was a great scene too in the
He
beginning of the
makes
movie.
it right.
Yeah.
He puts a smoke grenade in his mouth, not a real grenade.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, I'm supposed to kill the bus driver.
What bus driver?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a great opening. That
It was.
a great opening. The only thing not believable is that a bus coming out of the building and then just
It just goes into traffic. Like,
yeah, simultaneously right there. There's a hole for it to get in. That's a little unrealistic, but very cool. Very cool to watch. All right. What's your scores on this? We'll start off with Green Shirt Guy.
So this is my favorite of the three. I give this one 9.3. I think last week was what, like an 8.6.
Now we're getting into fractions. Jeez.
yeah.
Phil, you're up.
This is a 8-9 for me. Very close to 9.
8-9.
No.
8-9. Okay. Clifford?
I'm just giving it a 9.
A 9. I'm giving this movie, like Papa Wheelie says, this is a 10, baby. This is a 10.
I'm a Batman guy, and even I can't give this a 10. I like it a lot.
10 for
but
me, man.
I can't get the 10 for it.
It's the longest movie ever that I could just sit and just watch, and it feels like boom, boom, let's go.
The Batman is a better movie than this one, but
no,
really
never.
Like this one.
What? The Batman is not better than this movie.
Yeah, that's the spicy
And
take.
I'll tell you why. Because
tell me. I want to hear
I'll
this
tell
one.
you why. This one is whatever. The Batman, he's a detective and has to figure stuff out. This one is just, beat people
Actually,
up.
the Batman, he has to learn to be a detective.
Correct.
Yeah.
He makes mistakes. Where this one, he never really makes any mistakes.
Okay, you can't fault this guy because he has this one makes mistakes too. Look at all the mistakes that he did in this movie.
Redirected.
Rachel died, man. You feel me?
No, well, we can debate that, but okay.
That's true. It's a different, there again, different Batman. And where this is a very action Batman, the Batman was a very detective comics. I gotta solve the mystery Batman.
This one to me had a stronger villain.
And I like this movie, so that I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I just think the other one's better.
Like the Joker in this is way better than the Riddler and the Batman. In my opinion.
But it's a different character, so that's apples and oranges.
It's not apples and oranges. We're talking about villains. What the villain brings. If he was a villain that brought something more, I would say it was better than this Joker, but it's not.
Well, but no, because the Riddler in that movie is the Riddler. That's who the Riddler is. That's how the Riddler acts. You can't have the Riddler act like the Joker. It's a completely.
I don't
different
want him to
character.
act like the Joker. I want him to do more to make me think he's scarier than the Joker. And he was not scarier than the Joker.
Riddler, okay, no.
Riddler's not
why
supposed
would
to
you
be
want
scary,
that from
though.
Riddler when Riddler isn't scary the Joker? That's not who he is ever.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
But he's a villain.
Riddler
He has
is
to
a
have.
brainiac
He
villain.
has
You
to have
see
some
him-
kind of scare to him.
No, he doesn't.
Then why is he a villain?
Because he does bad things. That's
A
villain is.
scare. That's bad. People don't want bad things. They're scared bad things are gonna happen.
So you were afraid of Thanos.
Yes. Are you
Oh,
not
come
afraid
on.
of Thanos? You're
Come
not afraid of Thanos? Are you kidding me?
You were afraid and scared like you are of the Joker?
If Thanos walked into the room, yes.
Come on.
Because Thanos is doing what Thanos wants to do, whether you like it or not. And there's no talking Thanos out of anything whatsoever. He'll laugh. Oh yeah,
Okay,
he'll have a
so
little.
you were
He'll
okay,
have some. He'll have some
bad
funny
example, maybe a
banter
bad
with
example.
you.
Maybe bad example because he is more of a big bad. So you were afraid of Killmonger. You were
No,
afraid.
I
of
wasn't
him.
really.
You were-
I wasn't
you were
afraid of
just
Killmonger.
shaking in your
I
boots
wasn't afraid of Killmonger because Killmonger.
but
for
nobody's
a lot-
villain. You got to be afraid of him.
No, but he's not really a super villain. He's on that. People
He is,
actually
though, by the
understood
end.
why what he was doing. He wasn't like
but
full-on
Joker's not
villain.
a super villain either. He's a villain.
Killmonger was like, I'm gonna do all this because of what they've done to my people.
Okay.
That's why I'm doing
Okay.
that. You
But
know what I mean?
Joker's also not
Joker is
a
doing it
natural
just to
villain.
do
this
it.
conversation makes no sense. I know
You
you're
make no
afraid of a
sense.
villain. Are
You
you
make no
afraid of
dollars.
freaking
You make
what's
no
his name?
change.
Stone from Iron Man? Who's Ironmonger?
Obadiah
You're afraid
Stone.
of? I'm not afraid of Ironmonger.
They're villains. You're supposed to be afraid of them in
Right,
some
but you're not
capacity.
really afraid. You could be afraid of their motives.
No,
which
not
is
afraid
fine.
like real life. I'm just talking about if you were in their world. Not in our world. If you were in their world.
Yeah, but Riddler's never. That's not his motive. He's never. I'm afraid. It's I'm smarter than you, and you see if you can catch me. That's always been his motive. Penguin, you're not afraid of Penguin. He's
yeah,
still
but there
a
has
villain.
to be like, okay, I'm gonna do
Were
this
you afraid
riddle.
of?
But
were
if you don't
afraid of-
solve this riddle, millions of people are gonna die. That's frightening.
Were you afraid
you
of
can't cite
Falcone? He's a villain. Were you afraid of Falcone?
In that world, I would
Come
be
on,
afraid
dude,
of
come
Falcone.
on.
You wouldn't be afraid of him in that world. You're
No.
just that tough that you would just go in there
No,
and
I'm
fight
not
and
afraid of him.
go to
Am I
Falcone's
afraid of-
face and say,
am I
"I'm not afraid of
his
you."
motives? Yes. Am I afraid of
Come
his
on.
motives? Am I afraid of him?
Come on, come on. That was a great conversation, by the way. A little spice to the council. All right, what do you guys think out there? Leave your comments in the comment section. Give us what you said about it.
A lot of tens, like a lot of tens in the
A
comic.
lot of tens in the comments there. A lot of tens. All right, before we get out of here, I want to go through these comments, say hi to everybody that came in today. Let me turn on the music a little
Are we
bit.
predicting any
Maybe it
tens
was
for next week?
Huh?
Predicting
Maybe
any
it
tens
was
for
last
next week?
process.
No, I don't predict tens for next
I don't
week.
predict tens either next week.
I
Las
bet you it's gonna be higher
Cruces.
than you think, though. Just
Las
me,
Cruces is in the house. Thank you for joining us. Larry Jackson is in the house. Thank you for joining us. Entropy and Comics is in the house. Thank you for joining us. Comic Cap Collectibles is in the house. Thank you for joining us. Cantonese Comic Kills in the house. Thank you for joining us. Whack Comics is in the house. Thank you for joining us. Kenneth Bird is in the house. Thank you for joining us. All right, and that was everybody that joined us tonight. All right, so next week, you guessed it, it's The Dark Knight Rises. It's The Dark Knight Rises. We end the Batman trilogy in our 2024 year of the trilogy. Make sure you do your homework out there. All right, we'll be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific for New Keys and Hot Comics of the Week, where we got 2 giveaways going on. 2 giveaways. I just picked up some stuff. Cliff just picked up some stuff. We're so excited. That's why I'm talking so fast. We're going to add more stuff into the giveaways. You got to be there to win a duck, to know the hashtag and put it in the comments and all that stuff. So tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific. We want to thank Papa Wheelie for coming on again. Appreciate you being here, my friend. We want to thank everybody for watching. Oh, C Bizzle will be with us tomorrow at 8 p.m. as well. So remember that. C Bizzle is going to be with us on New Keys and Hot Comics of the Week. So next week, Dark Knight Rises. That's your homework. All right. And then come back 5 p.m., 2 p.m. Pacific, where we'll go over all the news and all the film and all the box office and everything else that comes out in this wacky entertainment world. So for myself, for Cliff, for Phil, for Green Shirt Guy, for Papa Willie, please like and subscribe. We love you. We thank you. And we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Black is like the brightest day. We're